Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. GoPro is a very famous action cam brand. Everybody knows. People don't even call them action cams anymore, they call them GoPros, even though it's not a GoPro. But GoPro is actually an action cam. But why is it so popular? Well, maybe because they're the best. Well, that depends. Not everybody agrees that. But the new GoPro Hero 11 is the newest and best from GoPro. At least at the time of recording this video. I hope it doesn't go viral in like a year or even worse for. Could you imagine that? However, right now, at the time of recording this video, GoPro Hero 11 is the newest addition to the GoPro lineup of action cams and is, of course, the best one. And to be honest, it's really good. So if that was what you came here for, then you can click off this video and go buy the GoPro Hero 11. Well, don't do that because I have more to say. This year, GoPro came out with two new cameras at once: a Hero 11 Black and a Hero 11 Black Mini. But they're both called Black, so isn't that a bit confusing? Well, uh, one of them is called Mini, so it tells it's a smaller version of the other one, so it cannot be as good. It should be worse, right? Actually, the reason why they put the name Black in there, which has always been reserved for their best of the best cameras, is actually because it is the best of the best. They just have two best now. You can choose which one fits you. We have the normal one, Hero 11 Black, and then we have the mini version, which is looking quite similar, but a bit smaller. Not exceptionally much smaller, but just a fair bit that makes sense. But why they're both called blacks is actually because they use the exact same sensor and the same processor, which means the same raw footage and the same post-process footage. So the exact same quality all the way through. So why not buy the Mini then? If it's just as good, you save $100. It lacks both the front and the back screen, which means a lot of configuration gonna be harder. It's not as pleasing to use. It's not as nice to use as premium. You don't have this touchscreen user interface as you are used to on your smartphones, and everything is set up for nowadays in 2022. In the mini version, you need the smartphone to actually enter all of the settings, but in the end, you can access the exact same settings as the bigger brother. So that's pretty much why it's cheaper and worse. However, the Hero 11 Mini is just 20 grams lighter than the bigger brother, so I will not say that for the weight itself it's worth it because 20 grams is not a big difference and they are both really small and light cameras already. So the chances for you need to shave off 20 grams is probably not going to make that difference. Like most drones can either not carry either of them or carry both of them. Possible to do with the black. So again, it's not a big difference, and I don't believe it makes such a big difference in most people's life. However, the smaller size is more significant, I think. And maybe you can fit the Mini in other places that you wouldn't be able to before. And also it has feet on the bottom, like the bigger brother, but also on the back. There is more versatility than there is with the bigger brother, and that could be useful in some cases. Here was it. Let's see, you have here two sets this time, so you can mount it in twice as many ways without getting extra accessories for your camera. That could be nice, I guess. And that's of course I think because it doesn't have the back screen, so we have space for this. so that uses space up nicely. So there are some advantages with this camera compared to the bigger brother. My personal opinion is that you will probably think it's worth it to spend the extra $100 to get the two screens and the nicer experience that its bigger brother has. It's not that much of a price difference when you think that you are getting the best of the best when you are getting its bigger brother. Technically, it's the best of the best. Again, the quality is the same, so it's kind of both of them are kind of the best, but it is just the full package the best of the best to get the standard edition Hero 11 Black. However, what have changed since the Hero 10? Well, depending on how you look at it, maybe not much on paper, because if you look at the resolution and frame rate, it's exactly the same. It's like 4K 120 or 5K 60. Even 1080p is still 240 for some reason, even though you should be able to push it to like 480, 500 frames, no problem, but they haven't done that. So every single resolution is the same frame rate. But is that everything? No, it's not. It's the same story with the Hero 6. It was twice the frame rate as the Hero 5, but the Hero 7 has been a more remarkable and memorable upgrade, uh, mainly because of the better colors of the sensor and also just the better image stabilization. It was where they premiered the Hyper Smooth. And they have image stabilization in the Hero 5 and 6 too, but they made it significantly better with the Hero 7. So it kind of makes sense. They gave it a name. And that has actually been a very clever thing to make it, like, give it a name to, like, branding its image stabilization. However, I think it had backlash a bit because then we got the Hypersmooth 2, 3, 4, 5, they upgraded every single year. So the Hero 11 Hypersmooth 5 is not that catchy as the original Hypersmooth. So it's like, okay, the Hero 10 only got a bit better stabilization than the Hero 9, so how much better can the Hero 11 be? It must go down all the time, but actually no. Hero 11 has far better image stabilization than the Hero 10, and yeah, in some way it cannot be much better because even the Hero 7 has really good image stabilization. But they continue improving, and with the Hero 11, I think they have reached a very good spot where you can't even imagine how they can improve, but they will probably improve every single year from now on still. But what has happened to the image stabilization now, Amelia? Well, it's also a hard thing to put on paper because you cannot put a number on it. You can call it Hypersmooth 5.0, but you cannot put an exact number of how much better it has gotten. However, a thing you can put a number on is the specific function it has called horizon lock, where you lock the image on the horizontal line in the rotation you want, and then you can rotate the camera a full 360 degrees without it showing on the image in the end result. And that is a first on the Hero level. They introduced horizon. Uh, I'm not sure if they called it lock or what they called it in the Hero 9, but they do call it tilted. I don't remember if it was 25 degrees or what it was, but something. They could tilt it quite a far bit actually. For most use cases, it will be enough. With the Hero 10, they upgraded by pushing it 10 degrees more. Not a lot of a difference, but significant in very specific situations. But in most situations, you will not need that extra bit you have in the Hero 10, unless you need even more, which it didn't have. But with the Hero 11, you have full horizontal lock, which in most cases you will probably not need more than what the Hero 9 got. But because you have the full horizontal lock, you can get some new use cases for it. For example, the best one I have seen is to mount it on a skateboard and then do a kickflip and then rotate. Actually, the camera and the skateboard will rotate a full 360 degrees and land on the ground. But on the image, the camera is locked on the horizontal line, so it will be the right way up all the time, but the skateboard are rotating around the footage. So that looks incredible. And maybe not the best way of filming a skateboard, that's up to you to choose, but it's a new way you have not been able to do on any camera before this one. So that's incredible, and that's nice that we have got new use cases for this camera. However, There's also the normal image stabilization you use in your everyday life. And that's harder to put a number on. We cannot really say that we have new use cases or anything for that. But it is significantly better than the Hero 10. If you look at comparisons and you'll see them running with the camera or something, you will see that the Hero 11 is, for the most part, totally locked, where you can see the Hero 10 move. So the amount is stepped up from the Hero 10 to 11 is actually an important amount because it has made the Hero 11 totally frozen on the horizontal background all the time, almost at least. Where the Hero 10 is like, it's moving a bit, but it's not like a camera without image stabilization. Of course, it's so far better than that, but it's not at all as locked that the Hero 11 is. So you kinda don't need more image stabilization than the Hero 11 have. Also, the quality of the sensor has got better because it got a new sensor, and new sensor means better quality for the most part. There have been mistakes in the past, but for this part, it's also true. It get better image quality than the Hero 10, and that means now GoPros actually have really nice image quality. And also, another thing about the sensor is that it's bigger, so you have better low light, and there is better lens flare actually when the sun is touching the lens. Touching that sounds strange. It's not touching, then it will melt the lens. However, also I said better low light. I didn't say perfect low light before you kill me in the comments. It is what I would call it significantly better than the Hero 10, but of course it's not like a smartphone at all. They have improved a lot in low light capabilities. GoPro's more like improving slowly. But if you compare it to like a smartphone from 8 years ago, it's a very good comparison. And in that time we called it great low light performance. And that was of course compared to other smartphones from that time. So if we compare GoPro Hero 11 with other action cams right now, it literally have the best low light performance in an action camera in the world. So actually, we shouldn't even call it great. We should call it like amazing low light capabilities. But of course, we all have a smartphone and it's better, and it's a far bit better now. So it's not like you can take some night footage with your GoPro and then share it on social media and be like, wow, it's so good, look at how good my camera is. Everybody has a better camera in their pocket. But what is important here is I think they have stepped it up such a lot that you can actually use it at night. And maybe even better, you can use it in the early evening where the sun starts to go down without the footage being ruined. It can actually be quite great at the early evenings. So you can stretch out your filming session just a bit more than the Hero 10, maybe an hour or two more. You can stretch it out, and that can be very important for many people that are recording for long hours or maybe start recording later in the day, so they don't have many hours before it gets dark. So it's nice you can stretch it a bit more. So it's more like the full package the Hero 11 gives you. It's like better in every single way, pretty much. It doesn't have better resolution or better frame rates, but it has better quality image all in all. And it has all these extra little things that are just making it better than the Hero 10 all around the future spec sheet. So I think it's all in all is a significant improvement over the Hero 10. And an important one is that extra step you needed. It's that extra step that just makes this camera truly amazing. And well, should you buy it or not? Well, if you don't have an action cam, of course go for the Hero 11 because it's cheaper than the Hero 10 sometimes actually. And Hero 9 is getting a bit old now, so do that if you have a Hero 10. Maybe not. If you are a professional, upgrade every year. If you don't earn money, while you GoPro footage, don't, because I still have 1080p action camera. I actually don't have it anymore. I have actually given it away. But I've only been rocking a 1080p 60 frames a second action cam because that's how rarely I upgrade. I will get the Hero 11 though. so I can do some more testing, and I will make a video about it when I have it. But until then, I will say that Hero 11 is a truly remarkable camera, and I think it's a good sweet spot to buy an action cam. You have the 4K 120 FPS, which are very important for action cam. 120 FPS is just what action cam are all about. You need this fast footage to be able to see what's happening on the screen, and when the camera are moving and the subjects in the frame are also moving, then you need it twice as much. So with action cam, you often need 120 FPS to even be able to use the footage, and also it makes you able to make slow-mo video all the time. Like you don't have to think about it before you do it. You can make slow-mo video if something just happens in the moment, and that's a pretty nice feature too. And also the Hero 11 has the 10-bit HDR for the first time, and that's important transition to do. Everything has fucking HDR nowadays. And 10-bit is a new thing. It has to be real 10-bit before it's real HDR. So it's nice to get that better footage too. And that's also a thing on the spec sheet that is better than the Hero 10. So you can actually see on the spec sheet, if you really want to look at the spec sheet, that it has significantly better colors than the Hero 10. So it is better quality in every single way. The footage, they have really made a lot of changes this time. They have actually made upgrade to every single thing in the camera, except the frame rates. But the frame rates are already kind of perfect. Like you have the 4K 120, so you can actually use 4K now. But before 4K 60, it was like, do you really want to use it? Then if it goes too fast, it gets too blurry. But now you have 4K 120. You have 1080p 240 if you want even more slow mo. But 4K 120 can do some slow mo, and it can capture the action in the fast pace without blurring. And it works in a bit darker times than the Hero 10 does, and again 4K slow mo, that's just nice. You cannot record in 10-bit with 120 as what I have seen here, not now at least. So you cannot really get 4K slow mo HDR as some of the smartphones can do, but it's getting there. And again, you can buy the bigger part, you can buy the mini edition. It depends on what you want. The mini edition is gonna hold better up against the rough things you're gonna experience with your action cam. It has two screens less, two things less to break. The lens is the only thing that can really break, and you can change the lens color anyway. You cannot change the screens. So if you break the screens on the Hero 11, then you have lost the camera. But if you break the lens, you can twist it out. So if you break the lens, the only breakable part for real, on the Hero 11 Mini, you can just switch that out. So it's pretty much indestructible. So of course you can just crash it, totally squeeze it under something really heavy, lose it further away, but it's so much more indestructible than the Hero 11 Black. So if that's important for you, it's a better choice. If that's a concern you have, it can solve that problem. But again, the bigger bottle is just nicer to use, and I think it's worth the extra $100 if you just want the best of the best and you don't have a specific use case, you don't have a problem with using the Hero 11 Black, then I think you should be getting that one. So that was pretty much my take and opinion on the Hero 11 series, you can call it. And again, I'll be getting one soon, and then I will make a full review of it instead. So stay tuned for that and subscribe for more videos like this. Both more videos about tech that just come out, but also videos about future tech. And like the video if you liked it, of course. Okay, so see you in the next one. Bye bye.